human smuggling networks. And we're also keen to address the global imbalance in opportunities that is a major driver of irregular migration. Rwanda, as you may know, Rwanda has a strong record of providing safety to those fleeing danger. We already provide refuge to over 130,000 refugees from multiple countries. Many of you have already visited Gashora, emergency transit mechanism. We're partnering with the UNHCR and the African Union to bring migrants who have been stranded in Libya to safety in Kigali. Over 1,000 migrants have passed through this center. Many have been resettled to other countries. This is just an illustration of Rwanda's commitment to protecting refugees and vulnerable people around the world, a principle which always governs our international policy. Tomorrow, when the first flight lands here in Kigali, the new arrivals will be welcomed and will be looked after and supported to make new lives here. We will provide support with their asylum applications, including legal support and translation services. We will provide decent accommodation and look after all their essential needs. So we also want to make it clear that if people apply for asylum in Rwanda and their claim is rejected through the process that we'll have here, they will still have a pathway to legal residency in Rwanda. And we welcome people from everywhere. So the new arrivals will be free to come and go as they please. And if they choose to leave Rwanda, which is one of the options, we will support them to travel to their country of origin or a safe third country where they have a legal right to stay. We do hope that they'll choose to stay with us and follow in the footsteps of so many who have made Rwanda their home and have flourished here. So, as I said, this partnership builds on our record of caring for refugees and welcoming migrants. And we will be able to provide not just a safe haven these people are looking for, but the opportunity to build new lives here and develop alongside Rwandans. So we're happy to take your questions now. We'll be answering in English, French, and Kinyarwanda, so feel free to ask in any language that you want. We will not be translating for expediency's sake. We have less than an hour to do this. But if you'd like to know what question was asked and the answer, we'd be happy to tell you after the press conference. So I kindly ask that you keep your questions short because we'd like everyone to get a chance to ask. So let's get started. Anne.
My name is Anne Soy from the BBC. There's been an outcry in the UK about this deal, and there are legal challenges. Are you concerned about this outcry? And isn't the government here enabling something that's highly unpopular in the UK and internationally?
Should we take all one by one? Okay. Thank you, Anne. We're doing this for the right reasons. As I just outlined in my statement earlier, we're doing this for the right reasons. We have the experience. We want Rwanda to be a welcoming place for people in precarious conditions, and we're determined to make this work. We understand that there might be opposition to this, but we are asking that this program be given a chance because it's a solution. There are not many solutions. People are suffering. The asylum system is broken. It's being taken advantage of by criminal gangs that are exploiting people, making false promises. People are risking their lives in these dangerous crossings. So something has to give, and we are happy to be working on this solution with our UK partners. Next question, please. Shingi.
Murakoze.
Who's that? Okay, sorry. We'll come back to you. Scovia.
Yes. Murakoze cyane, nitwa Scovia Mutesi, umwanditsi w'ikinyamakuru Mama urwa Gasabo. Ndashakaga kubaza nyuma yuko humvikanye haba mu Bwongereza no mu binyamakuru bitandukanye ko bano bantu batarimo kwishimira kuza mu Rwanda. Muraza kubasha gutunga abantu batishimiye aho baje, abadashaka kuhaguma nibamara kuhagera barajya he, turagira ngo muduhe ishusho kuko uyu muntu waje ku mbaraga adashaka kuza bivuga ko hari n'abashaka kwiyahura muduhe ishusho mu by'ukuri uwo muntu udashaka uburyo muri bumufashe kugeza ashatse ese boko
urakoze ku kibazo ubajije twiteguye igishobora kuba cyose mu byo twiteguye hari uko abantu nibaza tubaganiriza mu buryo butandukanye dukoresheje abantu babihuguriwe ariko kandi no kudashaka kuguma mu Rwanda bishobora guturuka wenda ko umuntu atabona impamvu twebwe icyo twashyizeho imbaraga nyinshi ni ukugira ngo haboneke izo mpamvu zituma umuntu abona ko bishoboka kuba yaguma mu Rwanda akahabonera amahirwe nk'ayo bagenzi be batandukanye bagiye bahabonera impunzi ducumbikiye yaba iziri mu nkambi zitandukanye ndetse n'iziri gashora ikindi ntabwo abantu bazaza hano mu Rwanda bazaba bahafungiwe uzaza kumusobanurira amahirwe ahari ibiteganyijwe muri iyi gahunda y'ubufatanye hagati y'u Rwanda na UK akabona ko bidahuye n'icyo yifuza hazaba hari ubundi buryo bwo kuba ashobora gusubira mu gihugu cye tukayimufashamo tukamworohereza rwose kuba yasubira mu gihugu cye ndetse no kuba yareba n'ikindi gihugu kimwemerera kuba yakijyamo naho akaba yajyayo nk'uko n'abandi n'izindi mpunzi dufite hano mu gihugu bigenda ashobora kuguma hano mu Rwanda bibaye ngombwa ashobora gutaha harimo abataba bagasubira iwabo ariko harimo n'abashobora gutura mu bindi bihugu mu gihe uburyo bwo kuhatura bushoboka
I'll ask the same question again.
Okay. I heard it. Thank you, Shingi. It depends. Different from what? We're expecting migrants from all over the world. People coming from, countries with conflict. Some may have been, persecuted from where they're coming from. They're coming from maybe countries that don't have opportunities. And we think that a lot of them have a misconception about what Rwanda is like and what Africa is like. And to be quite honest, some of this is perpetuated by media, that does not reflect the reality of our countries. So they should, we will give them an opportunity to see what it's like to live in this country. We do not consider living in Rwanda a punishment. We don't think anyone should. I mean, you're here. I don't know what your impression is and what impression you had before you came here. But we're doing our best to provide a conducive environment for Rwandans to develop and for anyone else who comes to live here with us. Yes, Paul.
Thank you. The Church of England has said today that this is an immoral policy, that's their words. As a Christian nation, how do you respond to that?
We are Christian, Muslim, and many other religions here. We don't think it's immoral to offer a home to people, something that we have done here for more than 30 years. And we're doing this for the right reasons. So people may have their own opinions about what this program is like, depending on where they're coming from. But from where we're coming from, we're doing this for the right reasons. We want Rwanda to be a welcoming place, and we'll do our best to make sure that the migrants are taken care of and that they're able to build a life here.
Bonjour, Nicolas Bertrand de la télévision France 2. Je peux vous poser une question en français? On a du mal à comprendre quels sont les avantages pour le Rwanda. Est-ce que ce sont des avantages financiers, des avantages diplomatiques? Est-ce que vous pouvez nous expliquer exactement quels sont les avantages pour le Rwanda?
Merci pour la question. Je pense que les avantages pour le Rwanda ne sont pas d'abord financiers. Les avantages pour le Rwanda sont des avantages d'investissement en capital humain. Il ne faut pas oublier que la plupart des gens, des migrants ou des réfugiés sont des jeunes. Ce sont des jeunes qui sont encore capables de faire des études, des jeunes qui sont encore capables de construire ce pays ou leur pays et notre continent. Parler de l'argent, oui, aucun acte n'est réalisé sans coût. Et ce coût ne sera même pas payé par le gouvernement rwandais. Donc, nous, ce qui nous importe, c'est de mettre à leur place l'expérience qu'on a dans ce domaine des réfugiés, dans ce domaine des migrants qu'on a déjà accueillis, sauver des vies, investir dans ce capital humain et leur offrir un endroit où ils peuvent avoir encore de l'espoir.
Si je peux ajouter en anglais, this is also an opportunity for Rwanda to be part of a solution. As I said before, there is a huge global imbalance in opportunities. This is why young people feel that they have to make dangerous journeys to go make their lives elsewhere. Africa is not just a place of problems, as is often portrayed in the media. It's also a place for solutions. We are proud to be part of a solution, of an innovative program that is providing a solution to a sticky problem. So this is also an advantage for us, to be part of a partnership like this. Janvier, please.
Sijui kama naruhusiwa kuuliza swali langu kwa Kiswahili. Niulize? Okay. Mu bantu bagiye bagaragaza kutishimira kuza mu Rwanda, hariho abavuga ko bakundana nabo bahuje ibitsina bakavuga ngo bagera mu Rwanda bazahohoterwa nabwo bize umutekano hano mu Rwanda. Mwatubwira position ya guverinoma kuri yo sije ni yihe, mwabizeza iki?
Urakoze. Icyo kibazo hano mu Rwanda abantu bose barareshya imbere y'amategeko, baba nta kuvangura uruhu cyangwa idini cyangwa se aba bana bahuje ibitsina, ariko ntekereza yuko abafite n'icyo kibazo bashobora no kureba ijambo Perezida wa Repubulika yigeze kuvugira muri Rwanda Day ndumva ari muri Amerika, avuga yuko ibyo bintu nta kibazo bimuteye, ko nawe nta n'ikibazo ashaka kubatera. Ndumva ibyo ngibyo bisobanutse, bivuzwe n'umukuru w'igihugu, ariko bisanzwe no mu mategeko birimo. Nta tegeko dufite rivangura, nta mpungenge rero abantu ngo nuko baba bahuje ibitsina bari bakwiye kugira.
Murakoze. Nitwa Abdul Taribu, nkorera Kigali Today. Ikibazo nari mfite nashakaga kubaza impunzi zizakirwa mu cyiciro cya mbere n'izingahe, then ikindi kibazo kirabaza kiti kuba u Rwanda nk'igihugu dusanzwe tumenyereye ko u Rwanda rwakira impunzi zivuye hano ku mugabane wa Afrika, ariko n'ubwa mbere bagiye kwakira impunzi zivuye hanze y'umugabane. Nabazaga nk'u Rwanda by'umwihariko bivuze iki ku Rwanda? Murakoze.
Kamere kuri icyo cya nyuma, ntabwo ari byo. Dufite izindi mpunzi zaturutse ku yindi migabane itari Afurika. Dufite impunzi zavuye muri Afghanistan, zavuye muri Iraq, zavuye muri Syria, zavuye muri Lebanon. Ntabwo rero ubwa mbere, wenda umubare wo ni mutoya ugereranyije n'impunzi zo mu bihugu duturanye cyangwa zo muri Afurika, ariko ntabwo ari ubwa mbere tugiye kwakira impunzi ziturutse mu yindi migabane. Icyo bivuze wenda ku Rwanda nuko u Rwanda rurafunguye kandi rwitegura kwakira uwo ari we wese waza ahabona nk'ahantu ashobora kubona ubuzima bwiza kandi ashobora kubona umutekano. Ni nayo mpamvu n'aba bazakirwa bavuye muri UK nta kibazo bikwiye gutera, kubera ko n'abagenzi babo bo muri ibyo bihugu wenda bataciye muri UK twarabakiriye. Ku kibazo cyo ni bangahe, nk'uko mubikurikira mu bitangazamakuru bitandukanye cyangwa se no mu biri kuba muri UK, umubare turawumenya mu masaha ari imbere, kuko hari ibishobora guhindukaho mu bo twari twiteguye kwakira uyu munsi, ariko umubare turabona nimugoroba, ntabwo turabona umubare wa nyuma wabo tuzakira ejo mu gitondo. Murakoze.
What would you say to Rwandans who wonder why these asylum seekers are going to live in better conditions than they are?
We're under the obligation to, in this partnership, to provide a decent accommodation. It's not luxurious, but it'll be dignified and decent, which is what we try to do with our limited means for all Rwandans. And in addition, as my colleague said, this is a migration and economic development partnership as well. So there will be investments in the host community to raise the standards of living for everybody in terms of infrastructure and training. So all Rwandans benefit from this as well.
Also, if I may, when do you expect the first arrival of asylum seekers sent here from Denmark?
We haven't concluded our talks with the Danish yet.
Hello, thank you very much. My name is Clement from Reuters. Philip Abishuti, the permanent secretary from the ministry in charge of emergency, said that there's a possibility of resettlement to other countries for these migrants from UK. Can you please share light on that? Because this is new, thanks. And you can tell us which countries, because UK is not part of them. Thanks.
For these migrants and asylum seekers, resettlement or life in another country is part of the durable solutions. We have local integration, we have repatriation to country of origin, and we have also possibility for resettlement. So for this, maybe the government, the two governments will not be directly involved, but whoever among those migrants who will be able to or who will wish to go for another country, to live in another country, who will receive who will be accepted in that country, we will facilitate the process of him or her being transferred to that country. Thank you.
Hi, it's Jack Hardy from the Daily Telegraph. Can I just ask how many flights Rwanda are prepared to receive from the UK, and equally when the next one is scheduled for?
So we don't have a final number. We don't have a specific number. We are in discussions with our partners in the UK. We're ready to receive thousands over the life of this partnership, but we don't have an exact number for now. The next flight, not sure. We're waiting to hear from our UK partners. And just as an example, when we offered to host the migrants who are stuck in Libya, who we evacuated here, our president offered up to 30,000 at the time when he was the president of the African Union. We've had about 1,000 so far, so we have capacity for a lot of migrants.
Murakoze, nitwa Daniel Hakizimana nka Radio Flash. Nagira ngo mbaze mu bagaragaje impungenge harimo byavuzwe ko harimo n'umupolisi ukomeye ushakishwa n'ubutabera bwa Iran. Ese muri aba igihugu cy'u Rwanda kizakira cyemerewe no kwakira ababa bafite ibyo bakurikiranyweho by'ibyaha mu bihugu bakomokamo? Murakoze.
Ikintu cya mbere cy'ingenzi hano mu bantu bose bazakirwa muri iki gihugu nuko bazaba protected kuri refoulement. Nta muntu uzasubizwa mu gihugu ashobora gutotezwamo. Ariko nanone mu ma criteria tureberamo iyo tugiye gutanga ubuhungiro, harimo ama criteria yo kureba niba umuntu yaba yarahamijwe n'icyaha cyangwa ashakishijwe nuko yaraba yarakoze icyaha mpuzamahanga nka genocide, crimes against humanity n'ibindi nk'ibyo. Ibyo nibyo committee izabireba mu kwasesinga asylum claim yabo.
Thank you. My name is Magnus from Tarifa. I want to know if one or more migrants will be interested in settling and become Rwandan. What are the legal processes and how long does it take? Can you give us a legal process through which one would become a Rwandan at a later stage, if they're interested?
The primary purpose of this partnership is to provide a legal status for people who live in this country. So the people who live in this country will be given several legal avenues for legal residence. The primary one will be to be granted refugee status. If not refugee status, they will be granted residence on other grounds, such as migrant worker status and other. With the view of acquiring citizenship, there are legal paths to citizenship for migrant workers and for refugees, provided they are eligible under the criteria for citizenship. So there is a pathway, a clear pathway that will be communicated to them to become Rwandans. This is one of the primary objectives of the settlement program, is that they will be treated like Rwandans.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. I got the mic here.
Rakoze abantu tuzakira icyiciro cya mbere bazaza ejo ku munsi w'ejo twateguye aho tuzabakirira navuga by'agateganyo bazahaba ariko amezi mu gihe barimo kumenyera mu Rwanda barimo wenda bamwe ntibavuga n'indimi zivugwa mu Rwanda mu gihe barimo kwigishwa izo ndimi kugira ngo babashe kujya muri society y'u Rwanda nk'uko bisanzwe ibizabatunga ni ibisanzwe ntibitunga twese bazabona amafunguro bazabona aho kuba hameze neza ngira ngo abenshi mwabashije kubasura bazabona amafunguro bazabona ubuvuzi bazakenera bazabona ibikorwa by'imyidagaduro ndetse bazabona ibintu byose umuntu akenera kugira ngo abeho kandi abeho mu buzima butanga icyizere noneho nyuma yaho uko bamenyera mu Rwanda abari nako bazanava aho ngaho tuvuga hagateganyo bajya noneho aho bazatura mu buryo burambye.
Heiner Hoffmann for Der Spiegel. When will Article 16 of the agreement be first implemented? When will the first vulnerable refugees be able to depart towards the UK? Will some be on the return flight tomorrow from Kigali to UK?
Can you please repeat that?
Okay, over here. When will Article 16 of the agreement be implemented? When will... Ouch. Okay, I don't know if it's this one. Okay, either way. So when will Article 16 be implemented? When will the first vulnerable refugees from Rwanda be able to depart towards the UK? Will there be some on the return flight tomorrow from Kigali to the UK?
The spirit of Article 16 is to reflect this shared understanding that we share responsibilities in resettling vulnerable refugees from both countries. It is a reflection also of the fact that there are legal pathways to immigrate in the UK. However, you need to understand that those vulnerabilities that will require settlement into the UK are very few and far between. We do not have an estimate on how many will be settled to the UK. It's going to be for those very outlier cases because, again, as my colleagues put it, this is an economic development partnership as well. So we will be better equipped to accommodate those vulnerabilities.
The question was, will there be some on the return flight tomorrow?
No, there won't be.
Bonjour, Laure Broulard pour RFI et Le Monde. En 2018, il y avait eu des manifestations en dehors d'un camp de réfugiés congolais. L'armée avait ouvert le feu, il y avait eu des morts. Le Rwanda est souvent critiqué pour une répression des droits d'association, de la liberté d'expression. Donc comment est-ce que vous pouvez assurer que les droits de ces réfugiés, de ces migrants seront respectés au Rwanda ?
D'abord, je pense qu'on peut te partager le rapport qui a été fait sur ces incidents par la Commission des droits de l'homme, mais aussi par d'autres organisations. Les droits des réfugiés sont respectés, mais aussi les réfugiés doivent observer les lois rwandaises. C'est dans ce cadre que pendant ces incidents, il y a eu des débordements qui ont fait que les réfugiés ont dépassé les limites. Ils ont voulu attaquer les personnes qui devaient leur venir en aide. Mais en général, si vous regardez la situation des réfugiés au Rwanda, vous trouverez que leurs droits sont garantis par les lois rwandaises. mais aussi par la pratique de la loi rwandaise. Je ne pense pas qu'il y ait eu un autre problème qui peut être relevé ou bien qui peut être défini pouvant faire douter l'application ou bien la protection des réfugiés par des lois rwandaises en vigueur. Merci.
Sue Reed from the Daily Mail in London. Do you know the backgrounds of the migrants you'll be receiving in the next 24 hours? And how will the asylum process in Rwanda help? I mean, proceed if you find some of the arrivals actually have got a criminal record, either in their home countries as they crossed, to Northern Europe, and then to Britain or in the UK.
We do, in terms of the Memorandum of Understanding with the UK, we do reserve the right to request certain information in accordance with both of our privacy laws. However, if it is to be, if we also have the right to reject any submitted request for transfer of a relocated individual if we feel they would be a threat to national security. However, we do recognize that people with criminal records can also be refugees. It just is a matter of what the level or the gravity of the crimes they're accused of.
Before I give Magnus a second opportunity, yes, go ahead, Edwin.
Thank you. My name is Edwin Musoni from the New Times. Are there some entertainment arrangements planned for these refugees upon arrival? And for those that will be qualified and able to get jobs, can they secure jobs in the government? Thank you.
At the accommodation facility, we have prepared for entertainment facilities and tools. We have playgrounds, we have indoors games, but we identify more once the migrants and the refugees are there. We want also them to participate and give us recommendations so that we can even offer what fits in their wishes. For the migrant refugees getting jobs, I think that our labor laws allow refugees, asylum seekers, but especially refugees, to be eligible on different jobs, including the government. We have some refugees that are employed by the government, so this will not be different for this group of refugees and migrants. Thank you.
murakoze nitwa David Nzabonimpa nkorera radio na TV 10 radio DC na TV 10. Ikibazo mfite ni aya masezerano ashyizwe mu bikorwa kugeza uyu munsi niko bimeze, ni nako bavuze ko bazagera mu Rwanda ejo, ariko mu mezi abiri ashize ni amasezerano ataragiye yishimirwa n'abantu ku giti cyabo, abanyepolitike, imiryango mpuzamahanga kugeza kuri UN n'ibihugu muri rusange. Ese nta mpungenge biteye kuri diplomasi y'u Rwanda n'ibyo bihugu bishobora kuba bibyumva kimwe n'iyo miryango, ndetse iyo miryango ubwayo, cyane ko isanzwe ikorana n'u Rwanda mu buryo bumwe cyangwa ubundi? Murakoze.
Urakoze. Nta mpungenge bikwiye gutera kuba hari amasezerano umuntu wese, yaba ku giti cye, yaba mu ishyaka runaka, yaba umuryango runaka, akagira icyo avugaho, akayanenga, yewe agashaka nuko atanashyirwa mu bikorwa, ndetse nk'uko mwabibonye muri iki cyumweru bakanayerega mu rukiko. Ibyo ngibyo ntabwo bikwiye gutera impungenge, kuko kuba u Rwanda n'uBwongereza baragiranye amasezerano ntabwo bavuze yuko nta mpaka zigomba kuyabaho. Gusa icyo tugomba natwe gukurikiza nuko impaka zirangiye, ibyemezo bigafatwa, ahasigaye bareke bijye mu bikorwa. Nangwa n'Ubwongereza na Guverinoma y'u Rwanda bagerageje gushaka igisubizo kuri icyo kibazo kimaze imyaka 10, 20, 30 abantu bambuka bagirwa abacakara mu butayu, baruhama, abantu bapfa, abandi barebera. Nibura u Rwanda n'Ubwongereza bagiye kugerageza kureba uko bashyira mu bikorwa igisubizo cyagerageza gukemura ibyo bibazo. Ntago rero kuba habaye impaka byagira ikibazo bitera muri diplomasi, kuko impaka ni nazo zituma haboneka ibisubizo cyangwa se n'ibishyizwe mu bikorwa bishobora gukosorwa iyo hari ibikocamye birimo. Nta mpaka rero zihari, nta mpungenge zihari ko byatera ibibazo hagati y'ibihugu byombi, ibihugu n'ibindi, ibihugu n'imiryango. Impaka ni ngombwa, ahasigaye nizirangira nta kindi gisubizo gitanzwe no guha amahirwe icyo u Rwanda n'Ubwongereza bo bagerageje gushyira mu bikorwa ngo bari ku iki kibazo cyakemuka.
Thank you. I'm called Becca, in for Outriders podcast. So I have like 3 questions. The first question is, why are these people being chosen in particular, the migrants that are coming? So the second question is, there are kids or minors in the migrants that are coming in? The third question is, what are the economic benefits from the government of UK? Does the Rwandan government receive from hosting these people from UK? Then is there any, the fourth question, is there the last date when this agreement will end, or you have not agreed on any date to end this agreement? The first question is, why are these people in particular, like how have you selected the migrants to bring in Rwanda?
The people selected under this partnership reflect the issue that we are trying to contribute to addressing, which is irregular migration, which places these people in the hands of people traffickers. So this will be people who have crossed into the UK illegally. We're trying to curb this illegal migration that is costing lives. And your second question was the lifetime of this partnership. It is a renewable memorandum of understanding that will last 5 years. However, we do intend to, at a later stage, turn it into a binding treaty. I don't remember your other questions. Yes, there will not be any unaccompanied minors under this partnership. But we do stand ready at a later stage to receive families. Sorry? This is a migration and economic development partnership. We recognize the value that migrants bring to a society. They have much to contribute in terms of, they can contribute to our culture, they can contribute to creation of livelihoods. There is also an economic development component that will raise the standard of living for all Rwandans and all who reside in Rwanda.
Hi, Emma Sinmas from The Guardian. While the applications are being processed, will there be any restrictions on the movement of the asylum seekers, and can they come and go as they please? Will they be subjected to a curfew? Will there be guards?
First of all, no, because the accommodation facility is not a detention facility, so they will be free to come and go as their case is looked at. But there is security at the Hope Hostel, which many of you visited, because for their own safety as well. It's a facility that's in a residential neighborhood. It's right on the main road, so we need to ensure that the migrants are safe. There will be some in-house rules, I think, as there are in many accommodation centers in many parts of the world. I've seen that in London as well. So there will be some a few guidelines on how the space will be used. Just basic housekeeping rules. Yeah, just basic housekeeping rules for a shared facility that's home to many people. Nothing special. Everybody? Catherine, you and I have spoken a lot. But go ahead, please. Sorry, Anne.
It's all right, thank you. I'm just wondering about the third option that you're going to give the asylum seekers. Should they want to go to a third country, can you take us through the mechanics of that? What are you going to do? What is the process like? And do you have any experience with successful cases that you have relocated to third countries, especially considering that, and I'm not talking about the Gashora one because that one, the UNHCR, I believe, does that. And the UNHCR has been critical of this deal. Do you have any experience of doing it successfully, and how are you going to do it?
This is a mechanism to resettle people in Rwandan society. The primary objective is to fully integrate them in Rwandan society. It is not to send them off to other countries. However, we recognize that people have freedom of movement, and should they wish to move to a third country where they would have legal residence, we will facilitate that movement. However, the Rwandan government will not be involved in the application to that third country, but we will facilitate access to that third country once legal residence is established. This is just a recognition of their freedom of movement in and out of the country. Basically, one fair example would be, for instance, if a person comes from a region with, and for instance, in East Africa, you can reside in several countries by being a national of an East African country. So if the person feels that their country of origin may not be safe, but they do have already existing legal residence, they would be facilitated, provided that country is willing to accommodate them.
If I can add to that, this is a new partnership, so we'll see how it works, and for that kind of question, it will be on a case-by-case basis. So the kind of facilitation we would have, for instance, is if they want to reunite with family in another third country and they're able to go there, then we'll give them travel documents to travel to that country. It will really be on a case-by-case basis. We'll see. We'll see how it develops. We do have a working partnership with the UNHCR, as you said, and in resettling people from refugee camps and from the Gashora emergency transit mechanism. So all these options are open. No, we haven't gotten there yet. We're expecting the first ones tomorrow. Let's see how it goes, but we're very open to adapting this program to suit the needs of those who are coming to on the possible options.
So no refugee organizations are involved. It's purely government to government.
For now, yes, it's a government to government. Thank you very much, everybody.